Morning. So, a lot of people that have known me for a long time know that I never wanted to teach people because I never believed I could be nice enough. Um, I feel like I'm pretty harsh, and I'm not like a common Australian who will call you a dumb bastard. Uh, my Australian accent that wasn't even close. But anyway, uh, I know that I don't communicate well with people in a sensitivity level, like how to not hurt somebody's feelings or how to not talk to somebody like, suck it up, buttercup, and just do it. Um, but I also find that in my efforts to not be all suck it up, buttercup, and just do it kind of way, I pick more, you know, because I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to say it in a nicer way. Well, you You're not saying what I told you to say. Did you notice that you didn't say what I told you to say? Did you notice you didn't do right? And it feels more like I'm just kind of like constantly ribbing somebody. And I don't want to do that either. And then I find myself feeling all apologetic. And I actually lost a client once because I call it the sensitivity generation. The young girl, every time I left, I felt like I owed her an apology. And it just wasn't a sensitivity match for me. Um, and I don't want to owe anybody an apology. So it's like I want to tell people right straight up, look, if what I'm asking you to do is going to work, because if I demonstrate for you what I'm asking you to do will work because look, it works. And I can't seem to communicate the description of it well enough for you to execute it as I've described, then I have a hard time being a good teacher. Then I have to figure out how to be a better teacher. But the other thing is people get into habits, very habitual movements, very habitual, like kind of unconscious things, like wanting to look around the horse and not realizing that your right arm just went kind of behind you, but your right arm has a hold of the line, and you're looking for the horse to yield his hind end but not move his front feet. But because your arm is stretched out behind you, you're also telling the horse to go past you. And to originally point that out to somebody and say, look, did you see what your arm did, is fine. I don't mind that, like, moment of, bringing that to your attention. But the problem is that I find I have to bring it to people's attention continuously. And then I've finally learned, and it's my own learning, is that until somebody catches themselves doing something, they cannot change it. So I find myself kind of picking all the time. I have one student, and I know that she's kind of just like that, where she's worried that she's not doing things well, or you're going to pick on her or something, so she'll automatically go, well, I'm sure you'll find some reason that I didn't do it right or whatever. And that makes me feel really bad, because I don't want anybody to feel like I'm definitely going to pick out the negatives, because I try not to. And I listen to my own videos, and I'm like, I'm a cheerleader a lot of the time. When you do something well and it works out really good, I even joke that I don't think you want me to pet you on the nose, but I really love to come over and tell you you're a good girl. Some students, I wonder if it's better for me to quit them so that I don't always walk away feeling like I've hurt somebody's feelings. Like I said, the one student, I stopped going. They made that decision, and it was because I kept pointing out, well, why did you do that? Oh, you shouldn't have done that. Well, you see what that did. Well, that's not what you were looking for, and that's why you didn't get what you were looking for, because you didn't do that, or because you did do that. How do you explain to somebody, like, I want to help you, but in order to help you, I have to point out to you the habitual things that are making it hard for it to work. And because they're habitual, I have to point them out often. How do I do that without making somebody feel like they're just being picked on? And another situation that I run into is the relationship between the horse and the person has a totally different dynamic than the relationship between the horse and myself, because I don't have a history of habitual behavior. I don't have a habitual relationship with that horse. I came in, I'm crisp, I'm clear, I know what I want you to do. I project that to you the way it needs to be projected. You understand it and you execute what I asked you to do, almost flawless. Then I hand the horse back to the person, and the habitual behavior returns, and the horse, who's accustomed to the habitual behavior, starts to get mad about your efforts to change it. And then now I'm worried that you're going to get hurt because your horse doesn't like your new empowered stature, I guess. So now what? Do I allow a relationship to maintain its calm, out of balance, where the horse is the leader of the couple, and then just say, look, you guys are safer that way? Doesn't mean that you're not going to run into other situations where you're going to have to assert yourself, and your horse is going to have had so many years of thinking he's above you, and the day you assert yourself, it's going to be a bad, fiery train wreck. Do I help somebody fix that now and get them through those risky spots where it looks like the horse is being angered by you? And we get through that, and we explain to the horse that you don't need to be angry. I'm trying to be clear. I'm trying to undo the things that I have been doing so that I can be a bit more clear. Or do I just leave the piece that's working but not really working? Like the piece is working, the communication's off, but the piece is working. So do I leave somebody in their peace and they're safe until maybe someday, like I said, they do have to assert themselves and the horse says, oh yeah? Or do I help somebody establish their rank and their communication to be more clear so the horse has respect? I'm kind of being faced with that right now because I feel like the horse wants to express his authority over the owner, and I feel like I don't want to pick on the person, but I feel like I can't get through without picking on him. And I feel like if I pick, I'm being a jerk. And if I feel like I don't pick, I'm not going to get anywhere. And I feel like even though I am picking, it's not working. So I don't know how to help somebody that I'm being too sensitive about. Like, right? I'm being too sensitive without, because the tone changes. There's a somberness that happens. There's like a level of depression that happens in front of me. And I don't know how to not create that. In the same sense, I don't know how to help people that feel hurt by correction.